He was 16, homeless, and alone, with nothing but a dream. This is the story of a boy who turned pain into power and built a billion-dollar empire. In the crowded streets of Myeongdong, Seoul, South Korea in 1970, a 16-year-old boy named Do Won Chang stood shivering under a street lamp. His breath fogged in the cold night air. He had no home, no money, and no family to lean on. His parents, once hard-working but poor, could no longer support him after a series of misfortunes left them struggling to survive. Do Won was on his own, carrying only a tattered bag and a heart full of dreams. The world felt heavy, and hope was a faint flicker in the distance. But inside him burned a fire, a belief that he could rise above his circumstances. Do Won grew up in a modest household where every day was a fight for survival. His parents worked tirelessly, but poverty clung to them like a shadow. At 16, he left home to ease their burden, determined to find his own path. He wandered the streets, sleeping in alleyways and surviving on scraps. Hunger gnawed at his stomach, and doubt whispered in his mind, "You're nothing. You'll always be nothing." Yet, Do Won refused to listen. He told himself, "If I work hard, I can change my life." That promise became his anchor. To survive, he took any job he could find. He washed dishes in a small coffee shop, scrubbing plates until his hands were raw. The pay was barely enough to buy a meal, but he saved every coin. He spent his nights studying the world around him, watching people, noticing what they wore, what they valued. In the bustling Myeongdong district, he saw the spark of fashion, bright colors, bold styles, and the confidence clothes could bring. Even as a homeless teenager, he dreamed of creating something that would make people feel alive. In 1981, at 27, Do Won and his wife, Jin Suk, made a bold decision. They left South Korea for America, chasing the promise of a better life. They arrived in Los Angeles with just $11,000 in savings, no college degrees, and barely any English. The American dream felt like a distant star, beautiful but unreachable. To make ends meet, Do Won worked 3 jobs at once. By day, he was a janitor, sweeping floors and cleaning offices. In the afternoons, he pumped gas at a station, watching wealthy customers drive up in sleek cars. At night, he scrubbed more dishes in a coffee shop, his body aching but his spirit unbroken. Jin Suk worked as a hairdresser, her gentle hands weaving dreams of their future. One day, while pumping gas, Do Won noticed something. The people driving the fanciest cars, the ones who seemed to have it all, worked in the fashion industry. Their confidence, their success, their lives inspired him. He turned to Jin Suk and said, "We can do this. We can build something in fashion." They had no experience, no connections, and no safety net. But they had grit, faith, and each other. In 1984, with their $11,000 in savings, Do Won and Jin Suk opened a small 900-square-foot store in Highland Park, Los Angeles. They called it Fashion 21, targeting Korean-American women with affordable, trendy clothes. Do Won bought clothes directly from manufacturers at discounted prices, learning to negotiate despite his broken English. Jin Suk designed displays that made every piece feel special. They worked 19-hour days, pouring their hearts into every detail. Doubt lingered. Would anyone come? Would they fail? But on opening day, customers lined up. By the end of the first year, Fashion 21 earned $700,000. Do Won's dream was coming to life. They didn't stop there. The couple renamed their store Forever 21, a name that captured their vision. Fashion that made everyone feel young, vibrant, and unstoppable. They opened a new store every 6 months, each one bigger, bolder, and more ambitious. By 2013, Forever 21 had over 480 stores and $3.7 billion in revenue. By 2015, it reached a peak of $4.4 billion, with over 600 stores in 40 countries and 35,000 employees. Do Won and Jin Suk, once penniless immigrants, were now billionaires, worth over $5 billion. Their daughters, Linda and Esther, joined the business, making it a true family empire. But success wasn't a straight line. Forever. 21 faced challenges, lawsuits over copyright issues, criticism for labor practices, and the rise of online retailers like Zara and H&M. In 2019, the company filed for bankruptcy protection, a crushing blow. Do Won and Jin Suk sold much of their empire for $81 million, a fraction of its peak value. The world watched, expecting them to crumble. But Do Won's faith and resilience shone through. He said, "Family is my true wealth. If we fall, we rise again together." They restructured, kept key stores open, and continued to fight. Do Won's journey wasn't just about building a business. It was about building a legacy. He and Jin Suk remained devout Christians, printing John 3:16 on every Forever 21 bag. They gave back through the Chang 21 Foundation, supporting churches and underserved communities. Do Won traveled to third world countries, offering aid and hope to those in need, just as he once needed it. From a homeless teenager to a billionaire philanthropist, his life was proof that dreams could outshine even the darkest nights. What made Do Won different? He never let failure define him. At 16, homelessness could have broken him, but he chose to fight. In America, poverty and language barriers could have stopped him, but he worked harder. When Forever 21 stumbled, he didn't give up, he rebuilt. His story teaches us that success isn't about where you start. It's about the courage to keep going. Every setback is a setup for a comeback, and every dream is worth chasing, no matter how impossible it seems. Your past doesn't define your future. No matter how dark your days are, hard work, faith, and resilience can turn your dreams into reality. Believe in yourself, keep moving forward, and never let obstacles stop you from building the life you envision.